Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good night, good evening. Hello, welcome to Journal with Me. I'm Kathy Hampton of Wellness and Healing Practices 50 and over, and also Wellside Retreats. And today is Thursday, where we meet to gather in community to spend some time journaling together, primarily journaling together, but I am a respecter of all things wellness and healing for the individual, for you, and you must be as well respectful of what your practice is that will lead you to healing. And if you don't know and want to try journaling as a healing practice, please let's do that together today in community. Um, if you have never journaled, want to restart your journaling practice, um, or yeah, just try it out. Stick around, and we'll be journaling in a few moments, but we'll journal together for 15 minutes. But if you have a practice that you do in the morning, um, including painting, creating whatever you create, whether that be, um, crochet and even needlepoint, as some people do. I'm speaking about Catherine Muhammad, one of our community members. Um, or if you have your headphones on and you want to take a walk in nature, a meditative walk, where your senses are exposed. You're hearing, you're seeing, you're smelling, even taste, or your touch. Um, or if you want to pray, this will be a great time to settle in, um, and speak to um, the higher being, or whoever you want to pray to, or chant for whatever reasons you may want to chant, right? So, if those are your practices, thank you for coming to practice for your wellness and healing. Um, we'll get started in a few moments with the actual practicing of journaling and other practices. But I first would not be right if I didn't ask you how you were doing, how your body is feeling, or what are you holding inside of you, um, emotionally. If you've gotten in touch with yourself today, this morning, or whatever time it may be, but this is a time to check in with yourself. And checking in is just taking an account of what is on your mind, what's on your heart, and how are you feeling today? What's going on? And your emotions can be anything. There are so many emotions. And if you don't have the words for them, we ask that you consider using the weather, a simple way of maybe describing how you're doing. Like if you're feeling cloudy, sunny, um, brisk, hot, feeling hot, which could be bothersome, right? We don't know how heat affects some of us. But if you're hot is meaning you're feeling hot, good, then um, you know, whatever it is, once you've determined how you are doing emotionally, or um, yeah, emotionally, um, then go further and become intuitive, or introspective, and determine why you are feeling the way you're feeling. What has made you feel a certain way? What has determined your emotion, right? So I'm going to put my glasses on and say good morning to Catherine Muhammad. Greetings to you, sis, and journaling sisters. Marva, hello. Good morning to you. Good to see you. More peace. More peace. There's a more peace here. Hello, more peace. Glad I was able to finally make this journaling session. Very nice. You know, more peace. There is a me piece or my piece who comes to join us as well. Good to see you here. And then you finally make this journaling session. Okay, so you knew where to come. If you're, and I'm happy to have you. We are happy to have you, more peace. And Catherine Muhammad says, I am feeling much better today, mind, body, and spirit. I'm grateful for friends who check in and check on me. Absolutely. Absolutely. It is good when we have people checking in on one another, especially if they are your friends. It feels good. And I know that I enjoy that too. So, yeah, and these are times where we need some understanding, some friendship, right? And yeah, someone to be able to really know us, know how we sound, know about us, and can relate or resonate or just be open to hearing and yeah, hearing from you or hearing what you have to say. It's really important that we have friends or people we can trust, um, have relationships that we can trust, um, because at this stage in this season, we need people in our lives. We don't need to be isolated. Isolation diminishes us and doesn't help us in any way. So find if you don't have um, a close friend nearby, you can always reach out to them, or hopefully they'll reach out to you. But also, if no one has reached out to you, you reach out to them and say, I need someone to speak to. I need I need some closeness with a trusted friend. Yeah, do that. Okay. So and um, it's really important. I have I have parents who are very social, and even an aunt who I've been in touch with. She just sent me something in the mail, which really touched me. But these elders um, have had social lives. You know, they've been around lots of people, whether it be work, whether it be some organization, whether it be church, whether it be a sorority or a fraternity. Um, and family members have passed away, friends have passed away. My mother is the only one left of a group of 5 women who were pretty much raised together, and she's the only one living. So she no longer has a connection to people who know her other than her 2 brothers who can can speak to her. She has a third who is not able to speak because and so without that she has her daughters. My father has his daughters, but he doesn't have the close friends that he had. Um, and you know, living in this state where there's only maybe 1 or 2 people that they depend on without anything else stimulate anyone else to help stimulate them. So these people, our loved ones who are in this position, have a television or a radio or their phones, and it's really not good for them to be on the phones for a number of reasons. But we don't want to be in that state as we continue to mature. We want to grow up. We want to grow up. We want stimulation. We want to be able to laugh and experience seeing different things, maybe even feeling things, having a hug, being hugged, giving a hug. It's very important to have that physical contact, which we all need. So if you can't hug someone, hug yourself, hold your hands. I always tell people this self self massage is really a good thing. It's vital. Massage or touch is vital. So with all that being said, um, yeah, it's kind of like phone a friend day today. There's my piece. Hello, my piece. My piece. There's someone here by the name of More Peace who just became, who just is here for the first session. Yeah, her name is More Peace. We're happy. We all need more peace. And my piece has her piece. uh, I'm not making any of this up today. This is cool. Hello to you, my beautiful sister. Good to see you here. So, so once you've checked in, we were checking in. Everybody checked in. I hope everyone's checking in today, or has checked in. You can write a note. Put a date next to it. Maybe even you don't have to. I'm inviting you to do so. Put your date on your page, or make a note, mental note of Thursday, April 20. Was it 24th? Oof, wow, went by fast. April 24th. I'm feeling great. I am personally me. I'm feeling great. The reason I'm feeling great is because today I continued on my writing journey, writing a short story that I'm editing, and it's coming into the form that I want it to come into. And I received some help from some writer friends, and I'm going to be submitting this piece of work, and continue to do so. So I got up. I got up later than normal. I slept pretty well. That's the reason I slept well. I got up and the sun was shining. It is cool. I actually sat on my patio today, and to avoid all of the noise that I would feel, I put in my ear pods and listened to music, instrumental music, while I was actually writing out there. And it was really cool. I put some incense on to keep the bugs away, and that worked really well. There are these little tiny bugs. I don't know what they are. They're little flies, but they stayed away from me, so that was good. Then I came in. I spoke with my daughter, and we always have good conversation. And now I'm with you all. So I'm feeling great today, and I have plans for a great rest of the day. So that's why I'm feeling great. So I hope that you all are feeling whatever you are feeling, and know why you're feeling that way. And you know what? The day comes with lots of changes packed in them. So embrace the day, embrace what comes your way, embrace the changes that may be coming to you. Um, and yeah, we are not in control of everything, and sometimes that is the reason why we can feel anxious, feel depressed, feel um, in ways that we don't want to feel, right? Feeling some confusion, doubt, fear. Sometimes we are not in control of those things that we are not in control of. So let those things move past you. Find the clearing. Find what you can not necessarily control, but you have a way of moving through. Or if you can control things, go ahead and take action to get where you need to be. But let that other stuff resolve on its own. Be still, right? Be still and know that we are not in control. And that may be the best thing that um, we can give it. Sometimes it's really good not to be in control. Who wants the responsibility of so much? We have a lot of times taken on things that we don't need to take on. So yes, pie management. Good morning to you. Good morning. We're just checking in with ourselves. You know how to do that, right? Pie management. So you just how are you feeling? How are you doing today? Right? Make a note of it, whether it be a mental note or you can write that down, and then try to uh, be very introspective and come up with the reason why you're feeling the way you're feeling right now. Okay, so let's calm our spirits down even more. If you're feeling relaxed already, good for you. But since I've been talking, right? I've been talking, and you've been experiencing what I'm saying, or not experiencing, but taking in possibly what I'm saying. So you may be thinking a little bit, right? So let's calm our minds a little bit from some of that thought. And I'm going to share something with you. Um, Besides our cleansing breaths, with our cleansing our vagus nervous system through deep breathing, I want to show you another thing to do um, to your body, your around your vagus nervous system, that may help when you're feeling a little anxious. So we'll do this exercise, and then we will get into our breathing. So you're sitting in a chair. You can. It's best if you were to sit up for this. If you're lying down, just kind of sit up for a moment, and I'd like you to realize that the vagus nervous system is in this area around our neck, if you can see me, and down into our chest here. It comes around from the back of the ears, down our neck, near our throat, and then into the chest area, okay? I just so happen to have a V-neck on today, and I hope that you can see this. Can you see? I guess if I can take this off. I was out on the patio and it got a little chilly. So let me take that off. So we're going to start with clasping, making a butterfly with your thumbs clasped, right? Here, you see that? That's our butterfly. And we're going to take our butterfly and lay the butterfly on our chest. Okay. And we're going to thump our chest like the butterfly is flying, right? We're going to thump our chest just for a few moments here. You got that? So clasping, we're making a butterfly and laying the butterfly on the chest. Let's do that for about 10, 10, 10 seconds. And it can go light, whatever reason, whatever beat. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, slow your butterfly down. Okay. Now we're going to go and reach behind our ears, and you're going to actually massage the ear, holding holding it from behind. And want to, breathe your normal breath. Don't hold your breath. Don't hold your breath. Okay, massage behind the ear. Okay, and then come down, and we're gonna take our hands behind the ear, just comfortably kind of rest your chin face into your hand, and we're gonna come down and we're massaging this area, right? And then stroking the chest. Let's try that again. Coming down our neck. And then stroking the décolleté, right? This is the third time. Let's do this 5 times. Remember, don't hold your breath. It actually feels really good when you go and get a massage. And this is the area that they do, and this is the last one. Okay. So now sitting up or laying down, let's move into our breath work. You can close your eyes. Lower your gaze. We'll be inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. And that too, our breath will wash over our vagus nervous system in the areas that we just finished giving some massage to. Okay? So, getting comfortable with your own breath, your natural breathing pattern, closing your eyes, lowering your gaze if you so choose, sitting up straight, allowing the air to be able to pass through your nose, your nostrils, down, and then out your mouth. Okay? It's almost like a circle, actually. Where it goes, it comes down, and then we're going to exhale through the mouth. Okay. Make sure your jaw is not clenched. You are feeling a little relaxed. You're not stiff. You can even sway if you want to make sure that you aren't stiff. Inhaling through the nose, our first round. Exhaling through the mouth. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the mouth. Say that wrong. Inhaling one last time, one more round. Inhaling through the nose. Squeezing the air through the mouth. Returning to our natural breathing pattern. Feeling the chest ebb and flow, up and down. The diaphragm got big and then it squeezes out the air through the mouth. I'd like you to consider setting your intentions for your practice or for your day. And then speaking a word or two or three of gratitude, whatever that is for you. And because it's Thursday, we want to say our affirmation, a powerful, positive statement. And slowly and gently raising your gaze or opening your eyes, getting familiar with the space around you. Okay, very good. I'd like to welcome anyone who's come in. Dr. Donna, good day to you. And if you're seeing this in the future on replay, welcome. Um, please let us know how you're feeling today, you're doing today on this Thursday, April 24th. So let's gather our materials for journaling or painting, creating, meditation. If you're sitting on a cushion or a mat doing yoga, let's prepare for our practice. I'll set the timer for the 15 minutes that we have together in our practice. And we'll meet up here. Anyone who is new here, we'll meet up after the 15 minutes and have reflection, spend some time. I may be asking questions today, um, and talking about your affirmations for today. So we're going to set the timer to 15 minutes. The Koshi chimes will be heard, and you'll hear those same chimes 15 minutes from now. Okay, happy journaling and practice. Okay, the 15 minutes of our practice has come to a close, unless that you have decided that you want to continue. Please do. If you are finished journaling for this session, yeah, you can share if you'd like what came up for you, um, what resonated with you, for you today, something that you experienced, or yeah, an aha moment. um, when we journal, I just want to remind people that sometimes, and we write in free flow here, unless I ask questions, which I will do, which you can answer or not. But um, sometimes things come up that we don't even think about initially. Um, and that's the beauty of journaling without being prompted. If we just sit and are still for a moment and allow ourselves to either gain clarity on a particular issue, something maybe from the past, but also clarity on something that may have just happened um, in the present. So, or a problem, working out a problem that you have had and not sure where you, how to resolve it or what to do about it, but suddenly something unfolds itself if we take time to allow it to just sit with. You just sit with it for a moment, and things can come up. A lot of times we're in a rush or in a hurry and don't allow ourselves to open up and gain clarity about a certain situation unless we are, in fact, quiet enough and still enough. And it will come up. It'll come up like you never thought it would. So I hope that is the case for you. Um, Something that came up for me, which is kind of strange, was I was reflecting on my apartment where I live right now. I've been in and out of love and like with my space, but today I decided I love my place. And I think it was because I took the action of actually using my patio uh, for the first time, really sitting out with a table that I have, the small table and chair, two chairs that go with this table, which belong on the patio, but I've had it indoors. And I sat in it and I actually was very productive at writing and comfortable listening to my music and watching the people walk by, and the dogs and the birds go by. It's not a quiet space, but I was able to create the peacefulness for myself by just thinking about what can I do to make it a little more quiet. I was told to put some plants out to block some of the noise, and I think I'm going to do that. But just try to make it more comfortable for myself. Um, and yeah, so I love my apartment. And I was honest with myself, right? I was honest with feeling the way I was feeling, but today that resonated with me about how I really enjoy being here, because you really have to make a space comfortable for yourself if you want to continue to be in it. And I do. I don't. I don't foresee me trying to, well, I've always said I wanted to be near the water, but I'm not sure if I want to move to the water when I can visit it. I keep saying I do, but I haven't gotten there yet with the actual movement or change that I would need to make. So, how about you all? Anything come up that was like an aha moment that sparked something in you? What about you? And yeah, that's how I felt today when I wrote in free flow mode. Um, so the questions for today, and then we'll get to our affirmations because I want you to affirm yourself today without without cards today. But I do want to ask a few questions, and you can participate in this or not. If you want to write it down, that's great. So the ask question today, or questions today, are: how can you share more of what you have with others? Or what are some habits of generosity you can implement? We talk here a lot about the self, ourselves individually, right? A lot about that because a lot of us don't put ourselves first, right? A lot of us are have been in the place of sharing, caring, um, volunteering, right? Um, being responsible for sharing resources, time to. Um, Sometimes we ignore ourselves and place others uh, in front of us, or we think about others before we think of ourselves. But and I think that sometimes we feel a pull to help others and or just to share more with others. I know that I have shared quite a bit, and I actually wrote this about this question. I share so much and have made it a habit since I was a child. I was sharing toys. I was sharing food. My favorite cup. I remember. Did you ever have a favorite cup in your? If you had a sibling, you guys would fight over the cup. Well, my second sister and I used to fight over the pink Tupperware cups. And I think about that. And then finally, I got to a point where I was like, I don't care about the pink cup anymore. Here, take the pink cup. You can have it. You can have the pink cup. But I also shared my clothes with my sisters. You know, I would go and buy myself something new, and all of a sudden, I was sharing that thing that I really liked. Um, but um, some of us, don't share or don't care, and maybe maybe trying some sharing and caring, especially in times like these, may be helpful to you as well as to someone else. Because when we do share and not making it a constant. I'm not saying, because we've talked about this in our, um, we've talked about giving to others so much that it becomes a detriment to ourselves. I'm not talking about crossing the line. I'm just on occasion, I'm talking about on occasion sharing with some generosity, volunteering of your time, uh, making a donation, you know, because that actually can help us as well. When we declutter, and then think, oh, I can give this to someone else. I'm not using it, right? That helps us. There's a mutual benefit in that act. Um, Teachers are always sharing information and resources. Maybe we have knowledge that we can share or impart on others and make that a habit. So, those are the questions for the day. How can you share more of what you have with others? Or what are some habits of generosity you can implement? Sometimes doing that may make us feel a little better as well. Um, yeah, that might help us out a little more. I'm actually considering a opportunity to volunteer in this local area. Not sure what I would do. Um, I would like to potentially help at a library here. And that's something I'm familiar with, or volunteer um, in the library with people who want to learn English. So those are some of the things that I'm thinking about, and that will get me out. It'll allow me to um, get to know community more, and yeah, that would be good for me, and then good for someone else. So that's the ask question, and these prompts come from this little book that I found in a gift shop called Ask, and it asks you to set your intentions. Um, Also, ask for what you're grateful for. It doesn't ask for affirmations, though. So let's move on to the affirmations for today. What do you have to say about yourself that is, positive and powerful? A powerful statement about yourself. And this is a time for celebration as we move into the weekend. What is it that you can say about yourself? Um, does anyone care to share? Or please feel free to write that in your journal. Um, yeah. And I just want to remind you as we come to a close that I finally, uh, my friend Catherine Muhammad said, why don't you put your Buy Me a Coffee link in the comments? And that's what I've done. So if you would like to buy me a coffee, you can click on the link. Your donation would go to helping me with my channel and the resources that it takes to to use all the things that it takes for me to put a video on, because people pay to do a lot of these things on a continuum. Um, the art, the photographs, the all kinds. They're just things that we use for other modes of a YouTube channel or for coaching. Um, so it would help. It would be helpful, and I would appreciate it. I would like to remind you that the Journal with Me salon and workshop is being held on this Sunday, and we'll be talking about codependency. We talked last month about being able to say no and protect your boundaries or your barriers, um, from being trampled on. But this will talk about our relationships, not just ourselves, but relationships. So notice a theme here. We're moving from the individual to relationships because it's really important that we realize how important relationships are, especially at this stage in our life, this season in our lives. It's very important that we don't isolate ourselves. We talked about that just moments ago, but it is something that I stay aware of, right? Stay cognitive of. Hello, Crazy Horse's daughter. Good to see you. And she says, hello, everyone. I am in a service profession and I'm always helping. But lately, I have been donating money to food banks and other places. This does feel good. They have been thanking me. Oh, that's wonderful. That's awesome. And thank you for sharing this, and thank you for donating. I'm sure there are there are lots of places that need food. Yeah, food, believe it or not. um, and need a lot of things. So thank you for being that service professional. I appreciate your work and your generosity. Yeah, thanks for sharing that. Um, yeah, there are times that people need all kinds of things, small and large, and whatever your capacity is. If you can give from the heart, and that that is really going to bless someone. Um, so I hope that you can do that. Continue to do that in your work line of work. Um, Dr. Donna, in this political climate, I have been thinking more about mutual aid activities. Yes, very good. Yeah, it is it's amazing how yeah that's big. But when you put it that way, Dr. Donna, it's amazing what we realize we uh, one at one point just months ago what we had, and now we realize what we may not have, and how affected um, places are due to funding that either is being cut or stalled. And there are states that have been affected by horrific weather conditions, and it's amazing how you know at one point you had emergency aid to assist in some areas, and now you don't. And it just shows how much we all really need one another, and how we can benefit from one another instead of being separated. But yeah, and that's what a global community does for one another, is to assist um, when things are hard. So thank you for that, Dr. Donna. Appreciate you sharing that. So yeah, and also if anyone knows of someone who maybe may be in need of of a summit. The Job Liberation Summit is going on this coming month in May, and I don't. I plan on donating to um, to someone who may be interested in learning how their liberation from their current job could be if they were to leave their job or figure out ways in which they can leave their job and still make a living. Some of us who may be considering retirement or have considered retirement but are still working may want to change up, right? Try to find something new or different because they still do need to work. I mean, um, yeah, there's a whole bunch of stuff happening in my head when I just said that. But I just I am donating to any person who, if you know someone who would like to find out how they can be liberated from a job toxicity, if they a remote, if they're looking for remote work and find that freedom um, in that area may be helpful to them. There is a job liberation summit happening in May. Um, the co-founders are Marissa Price and Dr. Kamani Norrington. And I donated the summit to someone I knew was was having horrible problems. A friend's sister uh, let me know about her. She was having mental health issues that were arising from her place of employment and needed to make a change, and she needed to continue to work because of her family. She had a child who had special needs and needed to keep up with his his the expenses for a special needs child. So um, there are all kinds of reasons why we work, right? Um, and if you know of someone, please send me an email, and I'm happy to consider them. So far, no one has sent me anyone, a name of anyone who would like to attend or may want to attend. Um, but you can send me a name. I'm going to give you an email address to do so. And here's the email address, info@wellsideretreats.com. Because I believe that, you know, if I can help someone, um, because I tried to find resources for myself and they finally did, came right on time. Um, and so this would be a gift I would be happy to give to someone, resources. And there will be speakers, well, tons of speakers during that summit. I believe it's for 2 days. I believe it's a weekend. Yeah. So if you know someone, let me know. Okay. And and if you're interested in reading about some of the stuff that I'm writing, you can also check out my Substack account. The link is also in the description. Do me a favor, like, subscribe, and ring the notification bell. If you are new here and have not subscribed to the channel, um, I would appreciate it. And it would be great to see your faces in the workshop, if you so choose, the salon and workshop. And we'll come together and journal together, do a little meditation, but also have a discussion, engage in this topic of codependency. There'll be some materials that'll be sent out before this Sunday's meeting for you to think about. All right. So it's been great to you. Please affirm yourself. Um, Make a positive statement about yourself. I am feeling a sense of strength and positivity today. Um, yeah, that's my powerful, positive statement. Yeah. So I hope that you have a great weekend. I'll be back on next Tuesday at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. But do something creative for yourself and make a call to someone who may need to hear your sweet, kind voice and brighten up their day. Share some time with someone. All right. Take care, and I'll see you next week. I'm not going to say goodbye. I'll see you next week.